Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to another one of my Epic 7 Shoujo videos, and today I'm going to be talking about the Mystic Summon lineup. Now, we're actually not talking about the current one with Urban Shadow Shu. If you guys want to know my opinions on her, I've talked about her a lot in my past videos, but basically she's very good into HP scaling teams with her injury. But we're actually going to be talking about the next Mystic Summon lineup, which you see here is going to be available from the 5th of October, which is probably a day or two after this video's release. Now, there are 4 ML 5 stars you can choose from. There's Apoc Ravi, Faithless Lidica, Solitaria, and Commander Pavel. And we have the 4-star unit Watcher Shuri, who is a very good ML 4-star, probably one of the best in the game as well. And the best part about this banner is during the first week of the rotation, you're also going to see that there's Fire Politis, which is, I don't know why I'm saying Fire Politis. She's the only Politis in the game currently. But Politis, who's very good with her S2 against Cleave, as a cleaver, against like Ahmed comps and stuff like that. She's very powerful. We also have Aureus, very powerful 4-star artifact for knights. Probably the best knight artifact in the game overall, especially for damage mitigation. And yeah, you can never have too many copies of this, honestly. And yeah, there's so many combinations, right, that are going right for this week's rotation, which makes it really good to actually pull for one of these units on the first week of the banner, because yeah, the normal hero and artifacts are very good. But yeah, enough of that. Let's actually talk about what you guys are probably wondering: which of these 4 ML 5 stars are worth pulling for. Now, from the beginning, I'm just gonna say all 4 of these ML 5 stars are actually pretty good, right? Commander Pavel, very good for cleavers. Apoc Ravi, very good just overall as a unit. We have Faithless Lidica, very good against people who like to contest for the first turn or like to counter meter Calyx and stuff like that, or even Cleave. She's pretty good there as well. We have Solitaria of the Snow, who is a very good unit into units such as Ocean Blues Luluka, Remnant Violet, just really annoying with her control, with her S3 having a stun and CR push, and with her S1 having an AoE chance to stun, which will also stack with Abyssal Crown. So very good for units that do actually like to control the enemy side. Now, overall though, I'm just going to say, I think Apocalypse Ravi is still going to be your best choice. She's just extremely flexible. You can put her in defense teams for Guild Wars especially. You can use her in offense. She's very good because of the fact that she has stacking injuries on her S1 that deals also crazy damage. She also has sustain for herself. She has CR push. She has crit chance built into her S2 to make her easier to build. She has healing as well when she gets hit. And her S3 does crazy damage, especially if you stack this up when people die. And if you kill a unit with this S3, you will res them with 30% HP, give them 100% CR and skill nully. So yeah, her kit is extremely overloaded. She's very good with cleavers as well, actually, and she's also good against cleavers. Now, this unit is super powerful because she has so much in her kit. There is one weakness though, and that is going to be if you actually control her. So units actually such as like Solitary of the Snow are pretty decent into her. Savior Aiden's pretty good into her. Any unit that can continuously stun her, because Apoc Ravis aren't really built on effect resist, will do very good against her. But still, top tier PvP unit, top tier PvE unit as well, especially for areas content where you just need a hard-hitting bulky tank. She's a very good choice, and just overall one of the best units in the game. So definitely recommend going for her if you actually don't have her yet over all the other units. All the other units are still pretty good, but I think Apoc Ravi is still going to be a tier above the rest. Now, talking about Faithless Lidica, I said she's very good in Cleave against meter Calyx. She has this S3 skill cooldown reset to the max, not 1-turn reset, actually a max reset. Also has a CR push to her entire team, and also will give all your allies skill nullifier, which is insane. Her S2 will strip 2 buffs, and this will also give her an extra turn essentially, because of the fact that her S2 will actually give her 25% CR per target hit, and this skill cannot trigger a counterattack. Now, you can get cut by units such as like Sage Ball and stuff with like Warhorn if you get unlucky, so you have to be careful. But for the most part, like 95% of the time, this will act as an extra turn. And we have our S1, which hits pretty hard and has a chance to decrease hit chance. So this unit, very good with Cleave, very good if you are playing against a team that doesn't have any speed contest. If you pick Faithless Lidica into slower teams, she is extremely scary because she has the skill reset. She has a S2 that does a ton of AoE damage. She has her S1, which can cripple the enemy side, and she's a ranger, so she can hold Guiding Light. So she can get multiple of these S2s into S3s off, which makes her very powerful. Definitely a good unit. I think she is probably going to be tied for the second best, maybe actually the third best, because we have Solitaria of the Snow. Now, this unit is either going to be the second best after Apoc Ravi or I guess similar to Faithless Lidica, but I do think she is going to be the second best option because she's so good at controlling units, and because Remnant Violet is jumping back into the meta because we have so many defense scaling units like Ikarina, Lionheart Sermi, and stuff like that, and also because Ocean Breeze Luca is very good into Conquerlius, you see her all the time. Solitaria the Snow counters those units because she decreases the amount of focus gained by the enemy by 100% while she is alive. So she counters those units straight up, and she can also control units very easily with her S3, right? She can control units such as like APOC Ravi. She can control units such as like Conquerlius. She can even, control like everyone if she gets a lucky S1 off and stuns the enemy side. So it makes her very annoying. You can build her on a control build. You can even build her on a damage build, which is also kind of common. So there's a lot of ways to build her. You just need good gear on her. You want her to be decently fast, but you don't need crazy speed gear, right? You don't need her to be like 300 speed. 250, 260, 270 should be fine, so definitely a good unit as well. I think I'm definitely going to be going for her because I have all these ML 5 stars except her, but even if I had like only APOC Ravi, I would still go for Solitaria of the Snow. Next up, we have Commander Pavel. This is only going to be for cleavers because his S2 basically is going to work if you have an ally that crits twice. You'll basically CR push yourself and cut and do AoE damage, give you attack buff as well. This does a ton of damage with this S2, and then you S3 after to pretty much one-shot an enemy unit. And yeah, you're going to use this in cleave because you're going to see his S3 damage will scale with the difference in his attack with the target's attack, and his S1 you're probably not going to use a lot of the times because usually what happens is you have an opener like Ran S2s into S3s, you have a unit that goes before Ran like Closer Charles or something, whatever cleave unit you have, even Solitaria of the Snow or Faithless Lidica works, and then they use their AoE attack, and then Commander Pavel will activate his Bagon and then cut the enemy, do a ton of AoE damage, and the S3 and the fight is pretty much over. So very good cleave unit. Just keep in mind that he did take a hit. He used to be very, very good for cleavers, one of the best cleave units. But because we have anti-crit a lot in the meta, we have like what? Mort is doing okay in like Guild Wars defense, and in the meta now we have Senya, as you see, Shoes, especially for Guild Wars defense, you see a ton of them. Even now with Navy Captain Landy, it's a little bit harder to use him, but if you can avoid those units, he is going to be still a top tier cleave unit. So if you actually are into cleaving, maybe you guys actually want to take Commander Pavel over everything. I would still personally recommend APOC Ravi because APOC Ravi works in cleave because if you think about it, the answers to cleave are going to be some unorthodox units, right? Like Sage Ball, you have units such as like Fire Kairon and stuff like that. And APOC Ravi actually can 1v4 against those teams, which makes her very good in cleave because if you pick APOC Ravi late into the draft, she can actually solo those teams. You're going to see a lot of cleavers actually choose APOC Ravi in the first or second pick to kind of, hide that they're cleaving and to actually give themselves an opportunity to actually switch out of cleave comps. There's a lot of gimmicks to it, but APOC Ravi still think is the best if you're a cleaver. Then you want to focus Commander Pavel. Otherwise, if you are going to be a normal player, standard player, APOC Ravi, then Solitaria the Snow or Faithless Lidica, I would personally recommend Solitaria. And then yeah, Commander Pavel is pretty useless for you because yeah, he's only going to be good for cleave teams that have a ton of speed, and yeah, that's the only real area of content he shines in. But alongside these amazing 5-star ML units, you actually have a very powerful 4-star ML unit in Watcher Shuri. Now this unit is super good for an ML 4-star. I would say it's probably the second best ML 4-star unit overall alongside Angel of Light Angelica because he's really good in PvE. He is used in one-shot KDs because his S3 just fully penetrates defense. He is used in one-shot Azanak as well because likewise he will be fully penetrating defense, and he's also very good in PvP. Now he's very good in PvP because he has a speed imprint, making him very good for cleavers, and because you can one-shot tanks with his S3. And even for non-cleavers, he's still very good because in Guild Wars offense, you can pick him to one-shot a unit right away, and his S2 and his S1 still do a ton of damage as well. So very good against a lot of comps in Guild Wars defense. You can use him to one-shot APOC Ravis and stuff like that, and also good for cleavers who are looking to have a good speed imprint to actually, start stacking your speed and actually try to outspeed the opponent. So very good unit overall. So by pulling on this banner, you have a ton of things going for you, right? You have really good ML 5 stars. You get to choose one, of course, that you want to pull for, like I said. You have a very good ML 4-star, one of the best in the game. You also have Politis, which is a very good 5-star unit. Even Violet Talisman, even though it's not the best, if you have this maxed out and you get a lot of copies of this while pulling for the ML 5-star unit, this artifact is still very good. And you also have Aureus, right, which is a very good artifact for knights as well. And even Kaladra, right, very good for PvE on mages that you want to use in Expedition and stuff like that. So yeah, a ton of things that are going for this banner, and you definitely want to make sure you try to pull for this banner. Now, obviously, if you already have APOC Ravi and Faithless Lidica and Solitaria are not really your style, same with Commander Pavel, then you can skip on this banner, but I think this banner is a very, very good investment. Or even if you want to wait to see what the next ML 5-star being released is near the end of the month, you can wait till then and then decide. But I think this banner is still a very good investment overall because all these units are very, very good. Hope this video helped you guys out, guys. And as always, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys find content like this fun to watch. And I'll see you guys next video.